Hello and Happy New Year to every single one of you. Hope you've all had a great start to 2025. I just thought I'd make a really quick video, which is kind of a bit of a ramble about some gear that's coming out this year. Some of it's already come out and some of it's on the way. And really it's for a couple of reasons why I want to talk about this. So briefly, just to go on about what I'm interested in and what I'm less interested in. And then also about something we call gas. Do you have gas? I know I do sometimes. This is gear acquisition syndrome, which I'm sure you've heard of if you're involved in some sort of technology-based industry that has a lot of expensive gear. So what we're going to do is just have a walk down this hill and then up again, maybe down again and up again. We'll see how long I need to ramble for, just to sort of get a few thoughts out. So first of all, let's talk about DJI. They have got, I don't know much, but they have got a ton of stuff coming out this year, I believe. A lot of which you'll already know about if you follow it, because there's been various leaks going on for a while now. And let's start with the 04 Air Unit Pro in particular, which has just come out. So that is something I'm very interested in, and I'm definitely going to be getting a couple of those at some point, because well, I'll start off with one, but I want one in a sort of 5-inch, maybe 4-inch freestyle quad, and I want one in a smaller Cinewoop as well, because it's been something I've wanted for a while. Like, I want a freestyle basher drone that I can throw around more, because Avata 2 and stuff, you can do a bit of freestyle with that and it's a great drone, but it's not really meant for that, I'm sure you'll agree. So yeah, it'd be good to have something I can do more freestyle on and take a lot more risk. So that's definitely of interest to me. Plus the fact that it's got the same camera as the Avata 2, because I mean, that's a really good camera. It's basically like the Osmo Action 4, and I'm shooting right now on the Action 5 Pro, which I've been enjoying a lot since that was released. Anyway, I'm rambling. So back to the 04 Pro Air Unit. So yeah, I'm going to be picking some of those up at some point, or at least one to start with, because I really want to throw a drone around and have a lot of fun, especially when the weather gets better, doing more freestyle than I have previously, because I've been flying acro manual mode for a number of years now, since about summer 2021. So yeah, it's about time I had something that I can risk a bit more. We got the DJI Flip coming out. I believe it's this week, maybe tomorrow. I can't really remember, but I know it's sometime this week. And it looks like it's going to be great for a lot of people. Very appealing drone for many. For me personally, I'm trying to justify. Well, I'm not trying to justify. I'm sort of thinking I don't need it, because between all the other ones, I'm not sure what benefit it's going to bring for me other than just having another drone. So you really got to look at that sometimes, because things cost a lot of money and there's a lot of stuff coming out this year. So this is another point I want to make at the end of the video about spending wisely. Anyway, so that's the Flip. I think it's going to do really well. I think it's going to be like Neo on steroids, but with a much better camera, sort of akin to the Mini 4 Pro, which is still a very strong drone, by the way. Be interesting to see if they come out with a Mini 5 this year and what they could possibly do with it. Now, pure speculating here, but my guess is if there is a Mini 5, it's probably going to have LiDAR on it, because they seem to be going in that direction now, don't they? Starting with the Air 3S. Now, something I am very interested in, very interested in, but we'll have to see how soon this is possible and when it's released, is the Mavic 4, Mavic 4 Pro even. Because I've been rocking the Mavic 3 now since its release, and it's still a brilliant drone, which is another point I want to touch on towards the end of this video about existing equipment. Seeing all the leaks that you guys have probably already seen as well, and it looks like it's going to be a next level drone, and this is kind of one of the reasons why I didn't go to hell and back to try and afford the Air 3S when that came out, because I knew it was going to be a great drone, and it looks incredible. But there's something, this Mavic 4 is like another step up for the Mavic range, which is obviously they're always going to keep certain features to the highest level consumer, prosumer drones. So another big brand that, well, the next big brand that I am really into since I bought one of their cameras is LUMIX. And I've got the S5 IIX. I'm not shooting on it now, obviously I'm shooting on the Action 5 Pro, because to be quite honest with you, if I'm just coming out to do a quick video like this of relatively low production value, then it's a great image quality and stuff. I don't need to bring out a full frame camera to do this. The only thing I do kind of prefer about that option is you can always have that nice bokeh. That's the good thing about using a full frame camera for this. But the Action 5 Pro serves this purpose just perfectly, amongst obviously using it as an action camera or as an FPV drone camera. So yeah, back to the LUMIX. They are supposedly, I don't know, again, this is just from murmurings on YouTube, releasing an updated version of their S1H, which was kind of like really good full frame cameras before they started using phase detect autofocus. Obviously the S5 IIX that I've got does have that, and they've improved it quite a lot now, and it's really, really good. So yeah, it looks like LUMIX are releasing an updated version of the S1H. Again, just rumours, can't come in. Which is and isn't appealing to me. I'm not going to go changing my S5 IIX anytime soon, because cameras aren't cheap and it's really bloody good, and there's barely any quirks about it that I don't like. The one thing that I could say would be nice is to not have a crop in 4K 50. But yeah, you know, you win some, you lose some. It's a relatively small thing to me. It doesn't really bother me too much. I should imagine I'll be rocking the S5 IIX for some time to come. But it will be interesting to see what happens when they do release another camera, because the thing I do like about LUMIX as well, using Sony as an example, it seems like they do release a hell of a lot of camera bodies with stuff that could potentially be included in firmware updates. Now, LUMIX are very, very good at listening to their customer base, and they will actually update firmware and add new features on request if they can do it. Win-win for LUMIX. And for the next bit I wanted to quickly mention before the end of this video is gear acquisition syndrome. It can really get you sometimes, and I just wanted to say that if you find something useful and it's not going to screw you over, then it's probably a good thing. If you know you're going to get a lot of use out of it, it's great. But don't get dragged into the idea or misled into thinking that getting the latest and greatest is going to make you a better filmmaker or videographer or photographer or creator or whatever, because it just isn't the case. There's people out there that are still using really, really old gear, but they're just incredible at what they do. Why? Because they've mastered their craft. You are good because you have made yourself good. You have practiced, you have absolutely nailed the process regardless of gear in order to get where you are, and that's the important thing. Don't be so caught up with the gear. I'm not trying to persuade you either way. I'm not trying to say don't buy the new gear, and I'm not trying to say do buy the new gear, because it just depends on you. Depends on what you need. Make sure you know your own needs before you pull that trigger on buying stuff. You know, do you need the latest and greatest, or could you buy the model from a year ago or 2 years ago? Unless, of course, you have an abundance of money and it doesn't matter, in which case, well, you're in another category. Lucky you. So I hope that wasn't too nonsensical. I hope there was something in that for you. Just wanted to make a really quick video, and first one of the new year, I think. So onwards and upwards. Hopefully you guys have got some good stuff coming up as well, and if you don't, make it happen. Only you can do it, and you can do it, so don't forget that. It's really windy, really cold again, so I'm going to go back in, but take care, and I'm going to catch you all soon.